Let's go. Like I said, I remember this part of the game being pretty hard. There's a boss fight that's not messing around that we might die to, so we might have to do some grinding in this area. I'm gonna have to practice the game mechanic. This one, that's me. Make sure I was grabbing the right save. Looks like it was defaulting to the latest save, which we didn't want to load into. That was where I stopped playing it. It was really good, but I got to a dungeon that was particularly like Dragon Quest grindy, and I was spent like an hour in there away from a save point and finally died and just lost all my progress. And it blew the wind out of my sails. Sucked the wind out of my sails, because you don't blow wind out of sails. Yeah, get every Odyssey game, and then play games on the old Odyssey system from way back in the day. I miss Uematsu soundtracks. Front row provides a defensive wall off the back row, so any damage to the enemy's back row is reduced. Guard condition. I like this system. It's kind of cool that there's actually a tangible benefit to people being in the back row, whereas in most Final Fantasy games it's pretty much just that they get like a 50% defense bonus or something. Here it's more tactical. Can do. Alright. These are the cute mascot characters of this game. See the action orders at the bottom? You punched off the guy who's trying to cast a spell, right? Extend the amount of time he needs to pull the spell off. It's called casting interference. Oh, that's cool too. Still delaying his spell, which is good. Hey, Hunter! Yeah, all the weapons are cool in this game. This game's got a really cool visual style. It probably has one of the best JRPG stories I've played for as far as I got into it. Spells bought in stores, raising your level. Equip skills you need in question. Spells you learn in the spell book. S is fast spell, H to H, 8H. Now we learned about how individual characters like Jansen is always a mage, but Kaim and Seth as immortals can learn his abilities. It's really, really cool. Heck yeah. He has to learn it first, it looks like. Factual analysis is an automatic scan. That's cool. Skill link. Have them both learn steel. I don't know how long it's going to take. That's such a fun mechanic, though. And then he just has the stuff. He doesn't learn skills over time. Don't know if I have more than one ring. I'll take a look, Spiky. Good call, though. Is it ring assembly? Oh, it's under enhancements, I see. So I can make that bruiser ring. I can see if that's what I want for him. That's what he already has. I see. Yeah, good looking out. Raises defense, yeah. Games like these crisis attack, crisis defense boosts, and they're pretty much useless to a normal player, but they're amazing for speedrunners. This area's theme is really, really great. It comes up on my brainwave all the time. Yeah, the way that they have the whole immortal thing, it's a cool mechanic to fit in with the characters. Oh, and like a speedrun, yeah. I might switch them after this. I love timed attacks. I love timed attacks. That's part of what makes my RPG so good. Right, yeah, that makes sense. But you might be able to do enough damage at the end to win the day. That's cool. They've got the custom "I'm gonna kill them" voice lines. Yeah, one more whetstone and we can make him a ring too. Flare and win. I know, right? It's a really cool way to add more gameplay into an RPG. Jansen and level 2 black magic, so he is still learning skills. You just can't change what skills he's learning, I guess. Actual analysis. Oh, I see. He just already has those. He doesn't have to worry about setting those skills either. Hawkeye. Basically the same thing. Oh, MP's not too bad. Not too hard to come by in this one. It's good to know. Yeah, I know, right? It's sort of like tapping the button when the Pokeball is shaking. It doesn't do anything, but you can pretend like it does. I'm really excited to play Legend of Dragoon on stream. It's cool how it rewards you over the whole game for consistently being successful with the timed attacks, but I do think that building the balance around the assumption that the player is always going to execute them correctly is not the best idea. Having them be a bonus for particularly skilled players, like in Mario RPG, I think is the way to go. Although I guess that maybe Paper Mario and the Mario and Luigi games have a nice balance. You pretty much need to execute them in those games. They give you some ways out of it if you screw up. It's not quite that brutal. Yeah, very similar to Final Fantasy X. It's got kind of a grim story. Does Knight's Code let them have a cover ability, I'm guessing? Oh, that's right, these teach you skills. Oh, that's the best! I forgot that that was a thing! Oh my goodness, that's wonderful. I love you, game. Dude, I love the Final Fantasy IX system. Right, he can't learn from accessories, because he sucks. In Final Fantasy IX, when you find gear, you equip the gear and it lets you learn certain abilities that are bound to each piece of gear. And it's awesome because you're excited about every piece of gear you find. It's not just, oh, is this an upgrade? No, this is trash, I'll throw it out, like it is in most RPGs. So that's really cool. I forgot that that was a thing in this one. All enemies. I need to hold a little bit longer to get perfect. Ouch. Probably didn't want to both attack the same person there. Yeah, because now his prism spell is kind of wasted, because it took him so long. Oh, what didn't you like about it? It's like one of my favorite systems in RPGs. I love binding abilities to gear, and then once you learn the ability, you don't have to use the gear anymore. I wouldn't like it if you had to have the gear to get the benefit. That's less interesting to me. Oh, I see your point, little DPs. So there's some attacks that are harder to execute. Like, you still need to execute over time, but I guess I see your point. Is there no out-of-combat healing in this? Oh, I see. Ah, alright. Now I get it. I guess it's the only thing you can do out of combat, so they gave it its own menu. See how often mana herbs show up. Kime is the one I know I can have. Probably teach everybody white magic now. Okay, cool. Oh, interesting. So you almost have the opposite opinion on it to what I have. Yeah, to me, like, the statistical upgrade is the most boring thing in the world. I would be so excited to use something that's statistically worse because it's teaching me an ability. Like, it kind of... It's this cool risk-reward thing where it's making it harder for me and I'm enjoying that.
If it's a fight you want, you got it.
Like, if the game gave you a set of gear that gave you no stats or even, like, negative stats, but it taught you an awesome ability over time, I would be really excited for that. But I could see other players, like, that sounds awful. I want to use this stuff with the statistical upgrades. Generally, stuff that's, like, just stats is really boring to me in video games. I don't like that about Final Fantasy XIV's endgame, but it's all like, oh, I got a new armor, it gives me 3 additional vitality. Hooray. I would rather have something that does something that's, you know, statistically the same as just giving me +3 vitality, but tricks me. And a lot of games like those will often make the stat choice for you with the optimum option. Yeah, I suppose that's true. If you want to be really serious about getting all the skills, you kind of need to run in circles and grind for a while to level them up.
That was a close one.
Should be able to make another ring, I think. Where's your ring? What's earth damage? More beast horns. Beast ring. I think he's saying that if you're if you as a player want to be using ideal equipment, like equipment with the best possible stats, then you have to grind as soon as you get a new piece of armor. And if you're like very focused on optimization, you can feel compelled that you have to do that. And that's frustrating. I was like, well, instead of being excited that you got this new staff that teaches Blizzara, you're like, well, shit, I have to use this shitty staff for 20 minutes while I learn Blizzara, and then I'll take it off and put something else on. Right. Yeah. And it's a barrier to entry that's not really, like, perceivable to a typical player, right? I couldn't begin to tell you what +2 strength does for my character. Like, there's nothing on the screen. I can't tell that I'm doing more damage when I'm swinging, even though I technically am. Right. And really, at the end of the day, it's just math, exactly. That's the problem. So I can reliably recover his MP, I'm gonna try to be a little bit more careful with spending magic.
It's not in my nature to lose.
It's naughty by nature to lose. That's not what she said. Oh, I have to equip it first. Okay, I understand. See, so the SP goes into you learning the ability first. Gotcha. I don't remember if healing or if save points in this game heal you to full. That would be really swell if they did. It's barricade. It's a spell, I think. Oh. It's protect. Understood. Oh my god, I can kick trees? Oh lord, I gotta start mashing the A button, interact with everything. Oh, it's shell? Okay. That was physical defense. Ah, they have save points and healing points. Okay, good looking out, Hunter. Thank you.
Ooh, I think I'm gonna like this.
I like your face. That's a lot of dudes. Might be enough dudes to justify casting Prism. One shot, one kill. The AI seems to be pretty smart about trying to delay casts. Interesting risk reward though. It's like, do I delay their cast and do technically less damage? Yeah, this game is awesome, Hunter. I hope that when Sakaguchi does the console Terra Battle RPG he was talking about, that it's really good. Very hopeful. What would you prefer they tie it to? Just curiosity. Future, I'm probably going to want to craft one of each rig. Oh, I see. Like it's totally separated from the stats on gear, but basically the same idea. Like finding a spell book, but not being able to use it right away, having to equip it temporarily to learn it. You still can use it while it's equipped, and then once you learn it, you can switch it out for something else.
All right already. What do you want?
Whining. Okay. Is that all you can say? Can't we just rest in that hut over there?
All you do is complain, complain, complain.
I'm not like you two. I'm a normal human being.
What should we do?
Grim-ass 1,000-year-old Kime.
Let's rest. Thank you.
The little pose that he did there. So unnecessary.
What?
Ow. Ow. I want to kill birds first next time, since they can kill them in one hit. God, I love timed attacks. That's gonna be so much fun when we do... Oh man, look at all the shit we just learned. Cool. Oops. When we do Legend of Dragoon, so that it tracks how often you do it correctly in Legend of Dragoon and gives you a bonus for it. That's awesome to me. Cool. Okay, and then set, stand ready. Since we've got someone with an item that does that, we don't need two of them. Seeds. Her regular seed you can find anywhere. I'm sure it's just gonna be goofy and unimportant at the end of the day, right? They'll keep the Hawkeye on for now. Gotta learn all this shit, right? Even if it's useless. I get all the skills that we have time for. Oh man, look at all these pots! So much house loot. Yeah, tiny metals. Ugh. This game's a little bit better than Blue Dragon as far as the number of, like, little collectible bullshit items on the map. There's still things that you wouldn't expect you can interact with, like that tree that I kicked earlier. Oh shit, don't... No! Don't save over. Not that it matters. I still have my memory card from the PS1 when I was a kid. Like, I got one of those memory card readers for the PS3 and transferred all the saves off of there, and then also saved them on my computer. And it doesn't matter. I am never going to boot up my Final Fantasy VII save from when I was, like, what is it, 2016 now? Holy shit, was I that young? Wow. Yeah, from when I was, like, 9 years old. I'm not going to boot up that save file. But it would hurt me to delete it. Oh, I see an examine thing here. Ooh, what's a search classes? What are search classes? Reveals your enemy's life force. It's not his soul, it's his life force. It's scientific. Yeah, I know, right, Hunter? I can't describe it. It's weird because I give people shit for being sentimental. Like, hey, thanks for the host, Sir Anderson. Shout out here. Awesome. Like, I don't really assign much value to physical objects, even if I have memories associated with them. Like, I would prefer to just take a picture of it and look at the picture later. But for some reason, I can't get rid of my save file, so... I'm a hypocrite. Finally reached the mountain hut. Everyone's worn out. I can barely keep my eyes open long enough to make the last few words. We're going to stay in the hut for a while. A giant monster inhabiting the Ypsilon has appeared. That's the giant monster that's going to kick our ass. The boss fight that I remember dying on a lot. Got a light fever, probably from the rain during the climb. The weather changes so fast up here. Still my appetite, and I've taken some medicine too. Keeper of these mountains is still on the prowl near the summit. We hear the beat of its giant wings. Be safe in this hut, but who knows when we'll be able to move. Alright, later. Some monster, a terrifying place. A nest of monsters. Everything is so beautiful here. Yeah, I'm weird about some stuff. It's interesting though, it actually gets me in trouble. Like, I don't care about birthdays or things like that. Oh, is it letting me see under the bed? Oh, that's kind of cool. Get it. That's probably protect. The other one is shell. Take a look. Physical defense, magical defense. Yes. Shield and barricade, protective shell. Got it. So like birthdays, holidays, none of those are of any significance to me, and I have to like force myself to care about them for other people because some people it's really important to them that this is my birthday, and I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. You know, you survived another. The giant rock that you live on has made it one more trip around the sun, and you didn't die. Congratulations! Like, don't be such a don't be such a Ebenezer Scrooge, man. Jeez, let people have their birthdays. Yeah, I don't remember anything about this boss. I just remember being stuck on it forever when I played this forever ago. Can't sleep, Jansen? What the problem is? It's not that bad. It has a brutal death penalty, I think is the worst thing about it. If you die, you load your save.
Fragment of their memories. Use this.
Oh man, eyebrows dude turned out to not be a nice guy.
What is it?
I'll have to take a look, I'm not sure.
Oh, hi.
Yeah,
I couldn't sleep.
Dragon
Usually
Warrior
exercising
1 is
gives
way
me
harder
a
than
break.
this, for example.
I work out a lot.
Earthbound Beginnings is harder
Was
than
that
this.
all?
Was what all? About what?
You know
I mean,
what I mean.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't know what you mean. What do you mean?
The voice direction in this game is awesome. Okay, so that's marked as a rest point. If I want to return later, that's cool. Let me look and see if I have attack items. That's a Phoenix down, Aqua Bomb, Flare Bomb, Power Drink. Yeah. Wait, is that his Black Pearl of Darkness? Like imagining the party can see that and they don't ask him any questions. Like, so what's this Black Pearl of Darkness item that you have? Oh, nothing. It's just a gift from my mom. Don't let it bother you. Everything's fine. Everything's good. Yeah, Jansen's a great voice actor. Like I said, the direction for him is really good. This game is unusual as a localized Japanese title in that the voice acting is often on top of... Each line is on top of a previous line instead of being exchanged back and forth, which is a lot harder to pull off for like the graphics artists because they have to usually redo the lip syncing to get it to work right. But I think it pays off in this one. It sounds really good. That's probably something Jansen would say. You don't have your own Black Pearl of Darkness? But everyone did. That was no big deal. Yeah, so like this particular stretch of rock is frozen in my memory.
Feels humid.
Well, it's not gonna rain. I know the weather. I have a sense about
The
these things.
cinematography
The sun's
stuff
gonna
too
break
is
through any
cool.
second,
Picture in
and you'll be
picture,
cooling off the clothes. Trust me.
2 shots. It's cool.
Oh, great. It's raining. What'd I say? It's gonna rain. I knew it. Man.
Oh man, meanwhile, the castle of Ura. Yeah, same with Blue Dragon, right? They're both good games. Microsoft paid Mistwalker a bunch for exclusivity. It's too bad. Exclusivity is universally a bad thing. I don't. Well, okay. Let's. Whenever I say something with that much absolutism, I'm worried that I'm simplifying the issue. It's like the why don't they just thing. Or maybe that I don't fully understand the counter argument. Exclusivity gives developers money to make games they might not otherwise be able to make without those funds. Sure. But when it comes to players, it's a bad thing for players. Holy shit, Gangora.
A moment, please.
Dude just walks around with a mouse on him?
What is going on, Gongora? Answer me!
This is a cool scene.
The council has placed you under house arrest.
Behold.
Gangora totally didn't do this himself. Well, that's a cooler way of doing the poison. Let him just die. Thanks, Gongi. Good looking out.
Gongora, what is the meaning of this?
There are those who do not wish the monarchy restored to power.
But I do not wish it to be restored to power.
With all due respect, while some fools completely support our current republic, there are also those who long to restore a powerful monarchy. Regardless of what your highness may desire, our country struggles with two political forces, the past and the present. You must
That
be
seems
aware of
pretty
this.
standard. Past versus present political forces.
Fortunately, I was able to sense your danger. to
Pepperidge
match
Farm
energy.
remembers.
Even though I am under house arrest, I could not allow you to be harmed.
Right, you detected it through magic energy.
There are many ways I can secretly move from my manor to yours, your highness.
But if Roxian knew you had been out of your home, you would be subject to even tighter restrictions.
I can look after myself.
I, however, cannot.
Yeah.
Had you not come, I would have ended up like that mouse.
Frosty tips.
You can always rely on me, your highness.
Thank you, Gongora. Thank you.
This is interesting. I don't know who the artist is for Lost Odyssey, but it's obviously not Tetsuya Nomura or Akira Toriyama or Yoshitaka Amano, the 3 artists I would associate with Sakaguchi.
Well done. We'll have to push him harder. I'll be in touch when the time comes.
Evil harpsichord music, just in case. I love you, Uematsu. Hey, it's super rainy. Let's go back and save, so we don't have to watch that cutscene again when we die to the boss fight. I think there might be cutscene skipping in this. Oh, that's funny. Not sure. Seth and Jansen are like, "Oh, Kaim, you good? You just kind of stood there for like 10 minutes, staring into space, watching a cutscene." Yeah, right. He's a swell guy. Trying to hang out with the maids. You know? What a nice fellow. Oh my god, there was a thing in the pile of rocks. Mash A on everything. Oh, he did Shadow Hearts? Cool. I've had people in chat. I'd never heard of Shadow Hearts before Twitch, but I've had a couple people bring it up saying it's really cool. They want to get it on stream eventually. Oh, cool, we're getting a memory today. Best part of Lost Odyssey. Clear my throat so I can read. Nice. All the mice into flowers. Thanks, Ben. Walking on my keyboard again, buddy. Strong winds have always blown across this vast, grassy plain. Perhaps the area's topography has something to do with it, but the direction of the wind remains constant, irrespective of the time or season. From east to west, from the horizon where the sun rises to the horizon where the sun sets. Very Japanese phrasing. Swept by the unceasing winds, the misshapen trunks and branches of shrubs all incline to the west. Tall grasses do not grow here, and the grasses that do grow all fly flat on the ground, bending westward. Caravans and herding folk traverse the single road that crosses the plain. They do not come and go, they only go, moving from east to west, using the wind at their backs to gain distance. Travelers heading west-east always use the circuitous route that snakes around the southern mountains. It is much farther that way, but much faster than crossing the plain head-on into the wind. The road across the plain is called the wind stream. Just as the flow of a great river never changes direction, the footsteps of those who use the road have not changed direction since the distant past, nor are they likely to change far into the distant future, from east to west. Human shapes that appear from the horizon where the sun rises disappear over the horizon where the sun sets, in repetition. They never pass oncoming travelers, with only the rarest exceptions. First time she passed Kaim on the wind stream, the girl was just an infant. So, was my grandmother alive then? In response to the girl's untroubled question, Kaim smiles and answers. She was, and I remember what a nice old lady she was too. Looking back down the road, the girl points toward the line of hills fading off into the distance. My grandmother crossed 7 hills on her journey. Is 7 a lot? Uh-huh. Grandma lived a long time. Most people end their journeys after 5 hills. The people they leave behind build a little grave where they ended their journey and then they keep traveling. The girl points down at the ground where she's standing. This is as far as I've come, she says with a proud, happy smile. The religion of the girl and her family professes a pious belief that if they devote their lives to walking eastward, against the flow of the wind stream, they will arrive at the easternmost source of the stream itself. Ah, oh, this is so cool. People call believers in that religion the upstreamers. The word carries a hint of fear and sadness, but also a trace of contempt and scorn. The upstreamers are devoid of worldly desires. They live their lives for no greater purpose than traveling eastward on foot. They are free of doubt. They give birth to children en route, and they continue their journey while raising their children. When they age and their strength gives out, their journey ends, but their family's journey continues. From child to grandchild to great-grandchild, their belief is carried on. The journey of this girl's family was begun by her late grandmother, who began walking from the Windstream's western verge with her son, who was then the age the girl is now. The upstreamers don't walk for the entire year, of course. During the seasons when the winds are especially strong, from autumn to early spring, they take up residence in various post towns scattered along the road and earn day wages by performing tasks that the townsfolk themselves refuse to do. Some upstreamers choose to stay in the towns, while others, conversely, take townspeople with them when they return to the road in the spring. These are people with whom they have fallen in love during the long winter, or boys who dream of travel, or grown-ups who have tired of town life. Man, it's just like an excuse to make up all this really cool... Like, this could be an entire game about these upstreamers, and it's just this little text memory that they bring up. Such are the reasons the townsfolk look upon the upstreamers with complicated gazes. The little girl's mother was one of those who joined the journey midway, and the girl herself, some years from now, might fall in love with someone in a post town somewhere. She might choose to live in the town, or she could just as well invite her lover to join her on the road. She has no idea at this point what lies in store for her. Girl's father calls out to her, "Time to go!" Their brief rest is over. She seems sorry to leave and stands up reluctantly. "Too bad," she says. "I wish I could have talked with you more. We have to get to the next town by the time the snows start." Constantly exposed to headwinds, her cheeks are red and cracked, her lips chapped, but her smile is wonderful as she wishes Kym a safe journey. It is a serene smile of one who believes completely in the purpose of her life, without the slightest doubt. Ben, can you not walk on the thing? "Will I see you again somewhere?" she asks. "Probably," Kym answers, smiling back at her, but he could never match that smile of hers. He's now in the midst of a journey that will take him beyond the western end of the wind stream. He heads to the battlefield as a mercenary, and by the time the western battle is over, a new battle will have begun in the east. It will be a long, cruel journey, nothing to believe in. When he meets the girl again along the way, Kym's smile will have taken on even more shadows than it has now. Perhaps as a parting gift of sorts, the girl sings a few short lines for him. "This wind, where does it blow from? Where does it start its journey here? Does it come from where life begins, or does it begin where life ends?" "Goodbye, then," says the girl, trudging on, one labored step at a time, hair streaming in the headwind. 10 long years have flowed by when Kym next meets the girl. It's spring, and the grassland is dotted with lovely white flowers. She's become the wife of a young man who does tailoring and shoe repair in one of the post towns. "This is my 3rd spring here," she says, patting her swollen belly fondly. "In a few days she will give birth to a child. She will become a mother." "And your parents?" Kym asks. She shrugs and glances eastward. They're continuing their journey. I am the only one who stayed on here. Kym does not ask why she has done this. Continuing the journey is one way to live, and staying in a town is another. Neither can be judged to be more correct than the other, and the only answer for the girl can be seen in her smiling face. "Never mind about me," she says, looking at him suspiciously. "You haven't changed one little bit from the time we met so long ago. With a 1,000-year-old Kym, 10 years is nothing but a change in season." "Some lives are like that," he says, straining to smile. "Some people in this world can never grow old no matter how long they live." He looks at the girl, now grown into a woman, and wonders again. Living through endless ages of time, is it a blessing or a curse? Most resoundingly a curse. Like, the thing that makes life beautiful, I think, the thing that makes anything beautiful is that it has an ending, and something existing forever. I don't know if our human minds could really wrap around it. Kym's remark hardly counts as an explanation, but the girl nods with a look of apparent understanding. "If that's the case," she says, "you should be the one who goes to the place where the wind begins. You'd be the perfect upstreamer." She could be right. After all, the lifespan given to humans is far too short for anyone to travel against the flow of the wind stream, as far as the starting point of the wind. Still, Kym responds with a few slow shakes of his head. "I'm not qualified to make the journey." "No? Anybody can be an upstreamer. Anybody, that is, who wants to see where the wind starts with his or her own eyes." Having said this, however, the girl adds with a touch of sadness, "No one has actually seen it, though, I guess." The place where the wind begins, that place is nowhere at all. Even if, after a long journey, one were to arrive at the eastern end of the wind stream, the wind would be blowing there too, and not just an east wind. West wind, north wind, south wind. Winds without limit. Without end. Human beings who cannot live forever, daring to take a journey without end. This might be the ultimate tragedy, but it could just as well be the ultimate comedy. Kym knows one thing, however. One cannot simply dismiss it as an exercise in futility. Good for you, Kym. How about you? He asked the girl. Aren't you going to continue your journey soon? She thinks about this for the space of a breath, and caressing her swollen belly, she cocks her head and says, I wonder. I might want to go on living the way I am now forever, or then again, I might feel that desire to reach the starting point of the wind. Yeah, like, the kinetic typography in these sections is super cool. All the upstreamers without exception say that you can never know what might trigger a return to the journey. One day, without warning, you slough off the entire town and start walking. It's not always a matter of running into an upstreamer and being lured back to the road. Plenty of people set out on their own all of a sudden. The teachings of the upstreamers say that all human beings harbor a desire for endless travel. They're probably not aware of the desire because it's stashed away so far down in the breast that it is deeper than memory. The instant something brings it to the surface, a person becomes an upstreamer. Even you have the desire, the girl says to Kaim. I wonder. It's true, she says. No question. The look in her eyes is as straight on and free of doubt as it was the last time he met her. Fixing with that look, she points to her own chest. I haven't completely lost it myself. But I'm sure you're happy with your present life? Of course I am. Do you really think the day will come when you'll want to set out on the journey, even if it means giving up that happiness? Instead of answering, she gives him a gentle smile. Many years flow by, but every now and then something reminds Kaim of the girl's words. That everyone harbors a desire for endless travel. For Kaim, living itself is a journey without end. In the course of his journey, he's witnessed countless deaths, and he has also witnessed countless births. Human life is all too short, too weak and fleeting. Yet the more he dwells upon its evanescence, the more he feels, inexplicably, that words such as eternal and perpetual apply more properly to life, finite as it is, than to anything else. Evanescence is a good word. So is effervescence. Traveling down the wind stream for the first time in many years, Kaim spies the funeral of an upstreamer. A young boy in mourning dress stands by the road, holding out wildflowers to passing travelers and urging them to offer up a flower to a noble soul who has made the long journey this far. Kaim takes the flower and asks the boy, is it a member of your family? He says, uh-huh, my grandma. The boy nods, his face the image of one Kaim knew so long ago. The old woman lying in her coffin must be the girl. Kaim is sure of it. Grandma traveled a long, long time. She brought my daddy with her when he was just a little boy. See that hill over there? She started walking from way, way beyond it, and she got all the way here. So the girl must have set out on her journey after all. Turning her back on the town life, leading her child by the hand, she trod away along the endless journey. Her wish to aim for the place where the wind begins would be passed on to her child, her grandchild, and on through succeeding generations. To head for a land one could never hope to reach, and to do so generation after generation, this is another endless journey. Is it a tragedy? A comedy? Perhaps the serene smile on the face of the old woman in the coffin is the answer. Yeah, I agree with that. Kaim lays the flower at her feet as an offering. The family members who have traveled with her join together in a song for the departed. This wind, where does it blow from? Where does it start its journey here? Does it come from where life begins, or does it begin where life ends? The wind blows. It sweeps across the vast grassland. Kaim takes one long, slow step towards his destination. Have a good trip, calls the boy. Red and cracked as the girls were so long ago, his cheeks soften in a smile as he waves to the departing traveler. End. That's a good one, man. I agree with the message there, too. Like, life is fleeting, and it doesn't really matter where you find meaning so long that you find it. And if you decide to chase the wind your whole life, if you decide to sit around and play video games your whole life, if you want to watch movies, make movies, you know, just do something. It's the very, like...
You know, it's tough being so popular.
Thanks, Jensen. Tone whiplash, buddy. Bring joy to yourself and to others when possible, and try as hard as you can not to bring sadness to others, and your life will be good. Yep. The meaning of life is to find meaning in your life. I 100% agree with that. I think it's important. It's really easy for people to compare like the best in your life to the best in somebody else's life and say, oh, you know, someone who became a great leader or like a doctor or somebody you perceive to be important lived their life better than I did, and it's not how it is. Like, everybody makes their own meaning. There's not objective meaning for us to compare ourselves to.
That was a close one.
I like that most of Kaim's memories are like necessarily kind of bittersweet, even if they're happier. Like that one, she had a good life, right? She lived to be really old, she traveled really far, she had a kid, she hung out with her baby daddy, everything was great. But just because Kaim is immortal, like they're gonna die, and he's gonna see them when they die, and it's gonna be kind of sad. Something else needs whetstone, and 2 more beast horns. I'll try to save for that. Poison ring might be good too. I'm gonna try to like get to this boss fight. I don't know if we'll actually be able to start it.
This does not look good!
Kind of let that go a little bit later, I think. Ouch. Nice. Perfect. Nice crit, too. I really like to hit Seth. That was a little bit too long. That's just right. There you go, hit somebody other than Seth for once. Bye-bye.
It's not in my nature to lose.
Beasthorn, what's up? Might be that if I have the skill of learning one of these guys, that I have to actually equip it. But if I equip it on Jansen, then he automatically just has it, so that's kind of a nice benefit to playing one of the non-immortal characters. Let me top everybody off real quick here. Yeah, it's pretty awesome, Broken Psychos. Thank you, Hunter, for adding it to your Patreon list. Are you planning on keeping this on for a while, Hunter, or do you have any other games in mind? Since we are going to open up an auction for a game slot on the voting spreadsheet, if anyone's interested in adding Lost Odyssey.
Let's take it now.
I would like to actually beat this one. I've only ever played it through the second disc. I don't remember most of it. One shots. Thanks for the follow, Broken. Appreciate that. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, interestingly, unlike a lot of other longer games, like I think this game actually works pretty well if you're playing it for an hour at a time. You can usually, if you get at least one of those stories, something interesting has happened in each session, right? Right. Status analysis. Okay, okay. Finish learning Berserker Necklace. Let's give you the search classes. And you can finish Knight's Code. How about skill? What do we want? Probably not actually going to do that, so I'm going to take the status analysis instead. Wait, did I just give that to Jansen? Okay, so let's give him factual analysis instead. Yeah, it's very pretty too. It's pretty, it's got a rockin' Nobu Uematsu soundtrack. I feel like that's redundant. I don't think Nobuo Uematsu can do wrong. I'm totally unbiased in that respect. Phoenix down. Yeah, boss is around this corner after we save here. So we'll go ahead and save, we'll attempt the boss, and then we'll wrap up for the night.
Ugh, that's nasty. Cover your mouth.
Ooh, I'm freezing here. Hey, turn around. Whoa, what a view. Whoa, what is that?
The Grand Staff.
Grandstaff.
Push it. Oh, that grandstand.
That light has got to be magic energy.
That's a pretty good line. Almost that grandstaff.
I've seen that.
No, the other more different
Seen
grandstaff.
that somewhere.
Seen it? Where?
Did they use that to make him immortal in the first place? No chance. It's a pretty good one, Kami. It's good writing, it's funny, and it was delivered well. Good timing. Those are all hard to do in a localized JRPG.
I don't remember.
Ooh, deja vu. Or maybe your memory's coming back.
Hey, you want to
No,
eat this black
maybe
pearl?
what you've forgotten you're remembering. What? Well, excuse me for helping. You are such a pain. Okay, fine. Look at the view. I'm gonna
Gorgeous
go ahead
view
and
ahead.
fix everything. You just talk amongst yourselves.
You've really seen this before?
What do you mean by that?
Just what I said. Do you feel like you've seen this before?
What's with you?
Just trying to be a friend.
Don't be a dick to
Look at
Seth.
me like that again.
But I thought you... Forget it.
Hey. All right, come on, you two. I thought we
Oh,
were
well, she is Terra strong, isn't she?
What the heck is that?
Oh, I thought we could save before this. We're super dead. It's a long walk. That's why I remember the rainy area. I was like, oh, maybe they do give you a save point there. So we're gonna die here.
Let's take him now.
And we're gonna pick up from that save point next time. We'll have to grind in that hallway for a while. Alright, I can probably open by just attacking with most people, right? Listen to that keyboard synth organ back there. Grilgan. I did check for attack items, yeah. I do have a couple. Let's see if they're any good. Maybe use them with Jansen. Fire bombs are pretty effective. Good to know. Is there anything that's really important to steal in this game? Like sometimes there are in Final Fantasy titles? This game is new-ish. God, big party-wide damage. Oh, just saw that. Almost 10 years old.
Okay.
100 HP. I think they get more from the heal spell. Yeah, Xbox 360. Hopefully it comes out, maybe one day we'll get a PC port, especially with Microsoft's new policy towards that. I could try casting Barricade on some people. Let me try topping everybody off first. Well, no, I think the thing that does damage is... The thing we need to worry about is magical. It's the party damage attack. Shit. Well, that just happened. Try picking him up here in a second. I don't think Phoenix Downs are crazy rare in this game. It's not like Dragon Quest in that respect. Slightly restores HP. Perfect. Well, hopefully it doesn't go off until after he goes.
Okay.
Xeno Saga 2. Please, we get to go first. Please don't use your big spell. Ah, you dick. I hate you.
Okay.
Why do you suck so bad? Okay, looks like the healing amount is not significantly higher than just using a healing item. Alright, well the two of them are in a slightly better position now. I know I'm not making any progress here, but I am at least increasing my survivability somewhat. Kaim and Seth if nothing else. Oh man, poison damage is brutal in this game. Good lord. Healing medicine on Kaim. Healing medicine on yourself.
Okay.
I'm not sure if Protect and Shell ever wear off in this game either. That's probably something to be worried about. Try these flare bombs.
Okay.
Alright, 135 damage. Compared to the amount he does every single turn. Oh my god. Items tend to go first, it looks like. At least they have a faster action time. Dick.
Okay.
Okay. Thought the boss was using healing medicine for a second. No, 6 hit points. Holy shit. Jiminy Christmas. We're gonna be out of spells after that. I don't know how many hit points this guy has either. So yeah, we're definitely, when we play this again, I think the next session is going to be a decent amount of grinding in that hallway. So that we can actually be able to fight this guy.
Okay.
Okay. I guess Jansen could just tanking damage for me if he wants to. Jiminy Christmas. Oh, Jiminy Christmas. This might actually, I think it's kind of abusing his AI in a certain way, because, like, the enemy always wants to try to delay the cast, right? But we're out of healing medicines now, so we can't do this forever. Namely, we can't do it at all anymore. Let's see if I can top him off.
Okay.
Please don't hit Jansen. Please don't hit Jansen. Please don't hit Jansen. You asshole.
Okay.
Huge dick. Huge dick. Looks like they still have their protecting shell.
Okay.
In that case, I could probably recast it on Jansen when he gets up here.
That was close.
Oh, nope, Jansen's dead again. Oh my god.
Okay.
At least she timed that one smartly. Angel's Plume. She needs to mana herb herself. She's almost dead though.
Okay.
That was close.
Thanks, Jansen. Oh, it was close. Oh, nope, he's dead again. God, this boss is freaking brutal, man. So, did you grind in the hallway test? Alright, we're gonna just hit him twice here. There's nothing else we can do to win this one, so... Yeah, this game's amazing. I think it's great from the beginning. Oh, he might actually... I didn't even see his hit points. He might actually go down from this if we're lucky. Just attack one of us, dude. Don't use your super move. Oh, nope, he's not. Please don't use downburst. No! Bummer. I don't think a flare bomb would have made the difference, would it? That battle's gonna be pretty long. That's cool. We'll get him next time. Cool. Thank you everybody for hanging out. We're a little bit over time here. Let's see if we can find someone to throw a host to. I'm Marstead. I'm trying to beat every awesome game ever made live on stream. Nicely done, Prophet Cable. Starting tomorrow, I am going to be gone. I'm visiting my wife in Australia. She is there for a physics conference. So we're going to hang out there and have a short vacation. Let's turn off console. So I will not be streaming from Wednesday through next week, Thursday. But after that, the quest will continue. We just beat Dragon Quest Monsters Joker 2, which means a game from the longer than 30 hours section of the voting spreadsheet at vote.marstead.com will replace it. The winning game will be decided when I get back next week, Friday. So go to vote.marstead.com and pick a game you'd like to see. While I'm gone, please check out some of the games on the VOD list at games.marstead.com. Every game I've ever played on Twitch is listed there with playlist links to YouTube. You can check them out. Catch up on some of that premium Marstead content you've been missing. And we'll see you next week, Friday. Thanks everyone for hanging out. Have a good rest of your week and weekend. And keep an eye on the Marstead IRL channel and Discord for pictures and posts from Australia. Hey everybody. Try not to die in Australia. Hosting, we're gonna go with oh, He-Ten. I'll put it in my will, Propagable.